There's a lot of smart analysis available to all of us these days, but one of the dumbest bits of analysis that is emerging from the Democrat primary process is that somehow things are being rigged against Bernie. That happened in 2016, and it was revealed that the DNC and Hillary pulled off a lot of shenanigans to keep Bernie out. What's being rigged this time? I hate to break it to the Bernie bros and the Bernie supporters. There's not enough of you because you're not voting for your guy. Once again, Biden had another big night last night, took Michigan, which was the real bellwether. There aren't Bernie bros and socialist supporters in Michigan? One would think there would be. Bernie took Michigan in 2016, upsetting Hillary. What happened? What happened? Well, what happened is even Democrats are coming to their senses and recognizing that all these offers of free crap isn't sustainable. But nothing's being rigged. It's probably over for Bernie Sanders. And the Democrats are, I think, left with Joe Biden, which, frankly, in the scheme of things, suits me just fine. I'm waiting to hear from the Never Trumpers who are so obsessed with President Trump's mental agility. Are they writing about Joe Biden losing it? I'm sure you've seen the video by now of him cursing out the auto worker in Michigan yesterday, right? He's looking around, and what's creepy about it is not only does he tell the guy he's full of blank and wants to take him outside and slap him, he's looking around at his handlers, and they're looking at him, and he's looking around like he's confused and perplexed. He really is deteriorating. Everybody knows it. And they're afraid to talk about it. That's why they're trying to arrange for debates where he is seated rather than stands, because he can't stand for 2 hours apparently, because he's an old man. That's why they're now limiting his speeches. He's given 7-minute speeches. Bernie had been droning on for an hour and a half. Well, Biden can't go an hour and a half. There'll be 97 gaffes in an hour and a half. I mean, they're trying to shut it down now. They're just saying, listen, don't drag it out. Let's drag Biden across the finish line to make him the nominee, and then just let him try to figure out how he's going to beat Trump. Good luck with all of that. Here's James Carville last night on MSNBC, the Raging Cajun, saying, you just got to shut this sucker down right now. Let's just give up. It's over. Let's just make Biden the nominee and get it over with. Cut 3, guys.
They are saying something very clearly, and my tip of a hat to Guy Fawkes. Remember, this is all about November. These voters want to shut this thing down. I mean, you can just look all across the spectrum of the Democratic Party, and people are saying, we made our decision, this is who we're going with. And Senator Sanders may not break threshold in Mississippi. He's at 15.3 right now. And we got to acknowledge that he created a movement. He did some truly remarkable things in American politics, and certainly Vice President Biden, we've got to talk to him and discuss this. But we can't diss these Democratic voters who are just coming out in every corner of this country saying, let's get on with this thing. Now, our mission as a party is to defeat Donald Trump. According to 538, there's a 99-to-1 chance that Vice President Biden is going to be the nominee. Let's shut this puppy down and let's move on and worry about November. This thing is decided. There's no reason to keep it going, not even a day longer.
Shut her down. Let's just get to the end, because we cannot drag this thing out. Now, again, smart guy, dumb analysis. Voters aren't saying we want this shut down now. Voters are doing what we're supposed to do. You go to the polls, you go caucus, you go to a primary, you vote, you let the process play out. The Democrats don't play by any rules. They don't like rules. They throw it out the window. Tulsi Gabbard was supposed to be on a debate stage. They changed the rules again. They don't want her anywhere close to a debate stage. They just make it up as they go. And James Carville is making it up as he goes. The voters aren't saying we want a nominee now, any more than anybody does during a primary season or a campaign. They're voting in their states. They're caucusing or casting primary votes to see who emerges as the nominee. It's not over for Bernie Sanders yet. He doesn't have the Biden doesn't have the 1,199 delegates yet. But that's okay. They don't care. Change those rules. End it now. James Clyburn out of South Carolina said the same thing. Put everything down. Let's just forget it. Let's just go on. No debates. And boy, that's going to be an interesting development if Biden refuses to debate Trump. That'll be where this gets to be a party. Wow. What a time we live in. Welcome in. It's a Wednesday, March the 11th, 2020 edition of the Mike Gallagher Show. Got some good things going on. Got some exciting things happening in 2020, in fact. And I want to welcome you into the ReliefFactor.com studios. If you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, I was with you in terms of knowing that you were really robbed in 2016. Can you say that this time around? I mean, I'm hearing people I like, people I respect. Kurt Schlichter, who was filling in for Hugh Hewitt this week, who's off in Hawaii on vacation. Good for him. I hope he and the fetching Mrs. Hewitt have a wonderful time. I heard Kurt, who also filled in for me when I was down with the flu a couple of weeks ago. Kurt said, "Oh, it happened again to you Bernie supporters. You guys have been hosed. You guys have been manipulated. You guys, they've pulled it off again. They've shut you out. And you guys are wimps, and you're not doing anything about it." What do you? Yeah, I mean, wimps from the extent that they're not voting in sufficient numbers to get their guy nominated. That doesn't mean that the system was rigged against Bernie Sanders. What am I missing here? Because again, Colonel Schlichter's a smart guy. You tell me, especially if you're a Bernie supporter, or even if you're not, how Bernie Sanders was somehow cheated on last night. Or is it just that people are realizing that offering a bunch of socialism-free stuff won't work in the United States? Because as President Trump once famously said, we will never be a socialist nation.